Guys, welcome to the post-game recap. I'm Bree. You should know that by now if you're on any of my social media pages. So let's talk about this 76er loss. Honestly, if I am a 76er fan, I honestly would not be proud of this victory because the Celtics went into the match crushing it. They were leading the entire game, and the only reason why the Sixers got any momentum was because even Jimmy Butler even admitted to it, which is the funniest part. I'll get to that in a second. But Baines goes down, and then you have Marcus Smart getting a technical foul. Oh, I'm sorry, not a technical foul. He got ejected from the game. It should have been a technical foul, but of course, 76ers, they're super touchy, and, Joel Embiid was a little crybaby, so Smart had to get ejected. Whatever, I don't think it was justified, but Jimmy Butler, in his post-game interview, goes, and I quote, "I was pretty tired from the first quarter, second quarter, and the third quarter. Yeah, no shit. You only scored maybe 10 points in 3 quarters. Then all of a sudden, oh, Marcus Smart's not in the game. Oh, Aaron Baines isn't in the game. Oh, I'm going to automatically come alive now. 15 points in the fourth quarter alone for Jimmy Butler. Ends the night with 22. Is that a coincidence? No. So when it's easier for you, Jimmy, even both of your teammates, Ben Simmons and JJ Redick, said that you like the pace slower. You like a slower paced game. So, okay. That's what we're working with Jimmy Butler over in Philadelphia. Celtics are now on a 2-game losing streak. Lost this game tonight, 118 to 115. Philly is now on a 6-game win streak. Rightfully so? I don't really know. But it's just one of those things where you even had Hayward out, so a lot of bench help tonight. You had Shemi Ojale come in. You had Tice come in. Not a lot of size. And then, of course, Al Horford, he gets hurt. And he's out. And it's just frustrating because it's like Al Horford was already going to be resting a few games because of his knee, and now he has a real legitimate reason because he hurt his knee again in this game, and it's just they can't stay healthy. Baines is out now it's been reported and confirmed he has a sprained ankle. So it's going into the postseason, going into the playoffs, the Celtics need them healthy, not injured. And it's just kind of, backfiring. And then Kyrie Irving claiming that he's going to take rest because he thinks that he's entitled to taking rest because he says that it's all about the playoffs, it's all about the postseason, and these regular games don't matter, and he doesn't care to play in them. Whatever. Terry Rozier was lights out tonight. At the beginning of the game, he kind of faded out, but he was shooting 100% for the first 2 quarters, and then he just kind of faded out. And then it's just, Horford had a really good game before he got hurt, 22 points. Seeing that effort from him is really helpful down the stretch. Tatum, MIA, again, 13 points. It's weird. Like, where is Tatum? I don't know. I honestly feel like he is becoming a letdown lately. Not quite sure what to make of that. Irving, 36 points, 9 rebounds. But the real player of the game was Joel Embiid. Of course it was. 37 points, 22 rebounds. There's no stopping Joel Embiid. And you could see that. But they had a chance when they had Baines and they had Smart. Smart getting ejected, not so smart. So I get it, you're angry. The 76ers and the Celtics have this unspoken rivalry. The fans in Philly are kind of whatever. So you automatically, as a Celtic, have that chip on your shoulder. You have a point to prove. Rozier even made a joke in his post-game interview. He said, yeah, I honestly expected the confetti to drop because that was a huge thing last year, if you remember. The 76ers and I think the Bucks, whatever, there were multiple teams for some reason dropping confetti in regular season games, and 76ers dropped confetti prematurely and they lost the game. So that was last year. So expecting confetti, I think we all were. They were stunned that they even won a game. The Celtics were leading the regular season series 3-0 going into this game. So I guess this was a pity win for the Sixers. I wouldn't be proud. Honestly, all they have, and I will say this again, I said this the last time that we were facing the 76ers, all that they have are their starting five. Literally, if you look at the box score, yes, all of their starters are in double figures and are putting up decent numbers, but if you look at their bench production, 0. Literally, it's like 0, 0, 0, 2, 3, 0, 0. Literally nothing is done from their bench. So if any of their starting five go down within these last 10, 12 games of the regular season, if they are going to continue to play them, which they have to because they literally have no team without their starting five, if they don't play them, or if they do play them, they are running a serious risk of injury. If any of them go down, they have no team. None. It's just their starting five. They literally have no backup, no bench, no support. So they managed to get it done tonight, but by the skin of their teeth. And again, Celtics now on a 2-game losing streak. They stunned us all when they went to the West Coast. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so I'm going to just refresh your memory. There's 2 games off. They got 2 games off. They are back on Saturday. They're going to Charlotte, and they're taking on the Hornets with Kemba Walker. Hopefully that is a win because literally the Hornets only have Kemba Walker, so not quite sure. But again, Celtics might be without a couple of players, key players, if, Hayward stays concussed, if Horford stays injured with his knee, and if Baines still has a sprained ankle in 2 days. You never know. And if Kyrie Irving just feels like, load management, I'm just going to chill today. So you never know what the lineup will be in 2 days from now. But let's go back a little bit. They went to the West Coast, and they seemed to actually get along. Apparently that 7-8 hour plane ride, gave them a lot of time to do some soul searching. Soul plane, get it? No. They did some soul searching. They talked it out on a plane, and now I feel like they need to just travel everywhere on a plane. Even if it is to the TD Garden, just maybe get a helicopter, plane, whatever. Go, coast for a little bit, chat, talk it out, come back down to earth, figure it out. They went 3-1 over there. Shouldn't have lost to the Clippers, but whatever. You could make the excuse that it was a long road trip in California. It was their last game, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. 3-1 over there. They came home, have a 3-game homestead, 2-1 at home. Lost to the Nuggets. Now, that was a very emotional game for Isaiah Thomas, for the fans of Isaiah Thomas, fans of the Celtics organization, a fan of the sport in general, and putting your team above yourself. Isaiah Thomas is always number one in my book. He was averaging almost 30 points a game for the Celtics when he was the Celtics point guard. He's 5'9", allegedly. He's probably shorter than that, and he plays like he is 7 feet tall. He has the heart of a champion. He faced so much adversity, whether it was dealing with the passing of his sister or getting his tooth knocked out. He just went through it all and then some, and he never quit. He never took time off, days off. He was always playing. He gave it 100%, and he's the type of person that I would gladly take back on the Celtics organization. But yeah, very emotional game. Celtics, again, had it. Celtics are having a really hard time closing games. And third quarter always seems to be the biggest struggle of them all. It's just super hard for them to get through. I don't know what happens during halftime. I don't know if they take a nap or I don't know what the deal is, but I've said this before and I'll say it again, stay loose, go jog, go do something, go dribble a ball. I don't really care, but please don't play down in the third and fourth quarters. Stay up, stay with that momentum. You need to play hard for 48 minutes. That's how you're going to win games, especially in these tough conferences now. It's not like the Eastern Conference is that much of a cakewalk. I mean, it's, yes, 10 times easier than the West, but you need to really think I'm in this to win it. Let's go. Another crazy stat that I'm just looking at, I forgot that I wrote this down. The 76ers outshot the Celtics at the free throw line 43-16. That's absurd. Absurd. But it's not even like the Celtics did anything with those 16 free throws because they are absolutely trash at their free throws. And it's a free throw. It's a gift. It's here. No one's guarding you. Have a fun. Just, shoot the ball in the hoop. No pressure. But for some reason, they hate it. They need adversity. They always need something to overcome. They need to hit the crazy circus shots. They need to hit the crazy, buzzer beaters and whatever. Like, they need some sort of adversity, and it's absolutely insane. I don't know. I honestly can't figure them out. But the road ahead, they have 10 games left until the playoffs. My God, this season has gone by so fast. And it's just like a really weird season and turn of events. So much drama, more than usual, more adversity than usual. I'm so not sure what this team is going to do in playoffs. If I'm being honest or realistic, I think depending on how these last 10 games go and where they land, like I've said before, I don't think that they're going to go past the 5 seed. If they flop to the 4 or flip-flop with the 4 seed, I mean, it's still the same sort of seeding. 4 and 5 are going to play each other regardless, so doesn't really matter. The only difference is if you get home court advantage or not, which they desperately need because they are now 17 and 18 on the road. That's awful. Last year they were 26 and 13. Typically they are a better road team, but they're doing a little bit better this year at home, which it's great for the fans, great for, ticket prices, ticket sales, but they need to learn how to do both. And them getting home court advantage for the playoffs will be important. Do you think the Celtics will go on a crazy run and turn it on once it's playoff time? No, I don't. I think that Irving specifically will, because Irving has this mentality and he'll have to put his foot in his mouth, honestly, because he's been talking about the playoffs since February or January or whatever, that none of these regular season games matter and all he cares about is the playoffs. He came here for the playoffs. That's what he's meant to be here for, and that's why he's here, and that's it. It's just for a playoff run. So I think that he sees himself getting 40 a night or some craziness like that. But I don't think that his team is on the same page as him because I feel as though there's not a lot of consistency with the team chemistry when Kyrie Irving is on the court. So it's really hard for them to do anything but just sit back and watch him and follow his lead. It doesn't seem like everyone gets to eat when Kyrie Irving is in the game. I think the focus is mainly on Kyrie Irving and kind of, babying him and catering to him and making sure he's happy and he's getting his shots, he's getting his looks, the ball's in his hand 80% of the time. I wonder where he got that vibe from, LeBron James, who's also not going to be making it to playoffs for the first time in 12 years. Nuts, whatever. It's going to be good to see a playoff game without LeBron James in it. Can't wait for that. But the thing with Irving is stats don't lie. The Celtics have a winning record with Irving off the court both last year and this year. Last year it was 26 and 15, and this year it's 10 and 2. I'm not saying that Irving is a bad player. I'm not saying in any way that I don't want him as a Celtic. I mean, he's on the team, so obviously he's going to be utilized. I am saying that it's been said numerous times, so much so I could make a drinking game out of how many times Terry Rozier has said, literally quoted and said numerous times, it's all about Irving's attitude, how we react, how we play. When Irving's happy, we're happy. It's like daddy's always happy, that type of mentality. If Irving is always happy, the team is happy. If Irving is miserable, the whole team is miserable, and they don't play well together. So I honestly think, it's how many games in now? They have 10 games left in the whole regular season. They haven't figured it out yet. And they still haven't figured out yet how to play for 48 minutes straight as a collective unit with that team chemistry consistently across the board. Yeah, they've had 4-game win streaks here, 5-game win streaks here, but they've also had losing streak, or they'll lose. And it's there has been no consistency throughout the board, not like when you had Isaiah Thomas, who would have 40 straight 20-plus point games and everyone else ate. Yeah, it was an underdog team. Maybe that's the thing with the Celtics, is they need that underdog mentality, that, gritty, I need to come back and win it from being 20 plus down in the third quarter, whatever it is. I don't know. It's something in their DNA where they need to play down or to bad teams. They rise to the occasion for good teams, and they don't know how to just play the team that's on the court. So it's going to be interesting to see the playoffs. Irving is trying to act as if, there's going to be a switch. And even Danny Ainge said, I don't think there's going to be a switch that just gets flipped in playoffs and now everyone's in playoff mode and it's so much different. I honestly don't think that's realistic to say. I think that they will realistically make it through the first round, because I do believe, now it's different because the Pacers dropped and now the Sixers are in the 3 spot. I felt a lot more comfortable when the Sixers were in the 4 spot and the Celtics were in the 5 spot, and that was going to be the first round, because statistically, notoriously, the Celtics own the 76ers. Tonight was literally a fluke because we were down 3 players and Embiid just went off, and all of a sudden Jimmy Butler woke up in the 4th quarter and decided to play basketball as if magically having Smart and Baines out of his way. Oh, now I'm not tired anymore. Oh, now I can shoot a couple of buckets and put my team up and essentially nail the dagger into their hearts and win the game for the Sixers for the first time in a year? Celtics have been having a winning record against the 76ers forever. It's science. It's a fact. Sixers, yeah, you got this game. Okay, cool. Celtics are still 3-1 for the regular season and series. And if they were to face each other in a playoff matchup with everyone healthy, and even if they're not, whatever, Celtics have that grit to beat the Sixers. Sixers only have 5 players that actually do anything if they feel like it. So that's just my take on it. Again, they're taking on the Charlotte Hornets on Saturday. They have a few days off. Hopefully Hayward can get cleared from his concussion. Hopefully Horford's knee isn't too bad. But again, I understand the mentality of resting for the next couple of games to just be fully rested for playoffs. Like, I'm fine with Baines being out and Horford being out. I'm fine with those two taking it easy if they are actually injured. And same thing with Hayward, if he needs to rest his brain, whatever. He's had a lot going on this year, clearly. The highest paid bench player with the most drama of his own. But whatever, he's battling back. It's it's a marathon, not a sprint in the recovery from a horrific accident. I don't fault him. I really don't. But yeah, going forward, if you're actually injured, cool, rest. I'd rather you healthier or as healthy as you can be for the playoffs, seeing as playoffs only matter. Whatever. But for someone like Irving, you need to practice and play all that you can and learn how to play with these guys and play with your teammates, because saying that you're going to now do load management and rest, it's just a cop-out to me. It's a terrible excuse. You're getting paid to play a game. So I honestly don't feel bad for you. You can at least play in some capacity in every game of the remaining 10 games. Or don't. Celtics have a better record with you off the court anyways, and they get along better with you off the court. Sorry. Facts are facts. 76ers, you missed your opportunity to drop confetti. This will be the only time you beat the Celtics for a long time. That's a fact. So we'll see how the Celtics do in Charlotte on Saturday, and then they come back to the TD Garden on a traveling back-to-back to face the red-hot Spurs. Spurs are on a 9-game win streak, climbing the ladder in the Western Conference. So that's going to be tough competition. And it might just be the adversity that the Celtics need to wake them up. I will be back. I'll check in with you guys. I'll try not to have it be this long of a gap in between IG posts. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your night.